I was out working in the yard and thinking about things, as usual. That's what I do. And I started thinking about how people always ask me, how do you remain unaffected by things, like you've been through, the meat grinder and been to hell and back. Like how did you get here? And I started thinking about, how to respond to these people, like how to remain unaffected. And I started thinking about, well, if somebody in, let's say South America or whatever, like somewhere else gets in a car accident and dies, it's unfortunate, and, it's sad. Now say it's someone that here, that gets in a car accident and dies, and, it's like someone, in your family or husband, boyfriend, whatever, girlfriend, mother, it doesn't matter, just someone close to you is what I'm trying to say. Now you're affected. Now you're not just, that's sad, that's unfortunate. It's a big deal. And the thing that I look at is it's the same thing, whether it's over there and somebody else or it's over here and someone you're just close to this one and you're affected, you're not close to that one and you're unaffected, but everything's the same. So when you start looking at things like that, you can kind of detach, not in a not caring way, but in a more understanding way. And people, they're so close to things, and a lot of the stuff is happening in their head. And so from an outside, person looking at somebody freaking out, it just looks crazy because it's not happening to that person, it's happening inside that other person's head. And so sometimes, like when people you're doing things and they're scrambling looking for stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you look crazy right now. Like, think about what it looks like from out here. You're looking at yourself and they're like, oh yeah, I probably do look crazy. I'm like, yeah, you do. So when you look at things from a third person view, it makes things a lot easier. There's things that will show up, maybe someone is acting like a nut and trying to piss you off, and you can kind of look at it from the outside and go like, you end up just looking at these people like, oh, this is what you brought me. So looking at things from a third person, point of view, you kind of conduct yourself a little bit differently as well. Like, well, how do I want to look to other people? Not that you need to be validated by others, but who do you want to be? If you're just doing things, like you might be like real clumsy and clunky and just knocking stuff over. Slow yourself down. Think about what it looks like. Breaking everyone else's stuff, just because you show up, that bull in the china shop thing. Slow yourself down. Think, what does it look like? What do I want to look like? And like I said, it doesn't have to be for others. Do it for yourself. But it helps with so many things, especially things that you can't change. See it for what it is. Okay. Then you can start seeing other, maybe good things about certain things. A lot of people, if they're late getting somewhere, they're all upset. They're trying to rush, and they don't realize that maybe they got saved from, speaking of that car accident thing earlier, maybe they got saved from the car accident. Maybe if they would have left on time, they would have been in that car accident. So people don't look at these things. They're too busy like being inside their head and being affected by it. Oh, I'm late, I gotta speed, I gotta do this, no, man. If you're late, you're already late. Show up late. I'd rather have someone show up late than not at all. So, be grateful for things that, you might think are bad, I guess. But all that stuff helps. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, then you weren't listening. Anyway, have a good day.